Hello, it's Frosty Bud here. Everyone else is testing their 4090 with the UNOBTANIUM settings, so I decided to test the 7900 XTX with the UNOBTANIUM settings. What you have to do is add a command line to the parameters of the game in Ubisoft, and then you have UNOBTANIUM. There's high preset, ultra, there's normal ultra, and here's the max settings, UNOBTANIUM, with everything maxed out. So this is everything maxed. I have no idea what's going to happen. Keep settings. Alright, let's turn off everything. Frame generation off. And let's set that to quality, but turn it off. So scaling mode off. So this is native 4K. Let's turn on the overlay. Top right. Here we go. Let's see what happens. I wonder what GPU memory utilization will be. Oh wow. So it's not as bad as I thought. 44 frames per second. With ultra settings, I think it was roughly 47. Gotta eat some food. But yeah, 42 FPS. Looks really good. So just think, in a year or two, when the new graphics cards generations come out, it might be $2,000 each because of all the inflation, but people will probably be able to run UNOBTANIUM settings with the next generation at 60 frames per second or higher with native 4K. Now we're at native 4K right now. No upscaling, no FSR, no frame generation. It does look good, but I can tell it's 48 frames a second. So, let me go to the other forest. It's a lot better, I think. Kinglore Forest. But this is where you start the game, right in here. Whoops. Let's see what happens here, because it's definitely thick and dense.
Hey, if you're not busy.
Yeah, 44 frames a second. I thought it'd be in the 30s. Here, let me go to the first time you enter the forest in the game. It is right over here. And this is where I did a lot of testing when I first got the game. Tried everything out. But this is playable. I mean, I don't like 44 frames a second, but it's playable. You could get used to it. You gotta follow this little river. When she laughs like that, it's so funny. Alright, this is where the water comes out. Where's the cave at? Okay, there's the cave. So after the initial cutscenes, you come through here. And I've come through this quite a bit. But you come out of there and right into here. So I want to see what it looks like. Let me check the field of view real quick. Okay, it's the default 80. Here we go. Yeah, this is pretty incredible. So, with absolute max settings, as much as you can get, we're at 46 frames per second. Native 4K resolution. Now, for people who love 4K and hate upscaling, like they just love the sharpness of 4K, all you have to do is turn on frame generation and we should get around 90 frames per second without any upscaling. So let's do that now. So let's go in, kick on AMD FSR3 frame generation. Yes, please. There we go. Boom. Now we are in max unobtainium settings at 81 frames per second. Is this playable? It sure is. This is cool. And I was amazed by Ultra. This is like glowing. The global illumination's increased. Yeah, I don't know if it's me or I'm paying more attention to detail, but it does look like the global illumination's increased. Things are glowing more, like the bioluminescence. This is pretty cool. See, I have a new TV, a 55-inch TCL Q7. It's at Best Buy for $500 on sale. And if I'm not playing at 120 frames per second, I do get some inverse ghosting. I'm hoping and praying that they fix it, because it's overshoot. They have the overdrive setting set too high. It was even worse on the 144 Hz. Port 1, HDMI port 1. But switching to port 2, talking with tech support, that fixed it. Thank God for that. Looked a lot better. But it still has issues. But if you want to play 4K native, 60 frames a second, you can come in here, set your frame rate limit to 30. Because of frame generation, it will make it 60. But if you want to play 4K at 60, native resolution, yeah, it's not as smooth. You know, I'm used to 140 or 4 or 120, but it is smooth. It's just not as sharp when you're in motion. I like that the animals just tear up the forest. I've never gone over here yet.
Whoa! Easy there. You're okay,
Yeah, we're only
aren't
using
you?
71% of our GPU. That's crazy. Yeah, I'd boost this up to 80 probably. There we go, now 40 should turn to 80. Oh yeah, that's even smoother. So here we are. I didn't even think this was possible. I wanted to try it. We're at 80 frames a second, native 4K resolution, no upscaling. It's very, very sharp. In the future I would like to do actual recorded videos, but with life and health and things, I've been just doing the live stream. 18 megabits per second upload rate. Also, keep in mind, my frame rate would be higher if I'm not streaming by about 10 to 15 frames a second. But here you can see with streaming, we're not even hitting 100% utilization at 80 frames a second, frame generation on, 4K resolution with UNOBTANIUM settings. The horse sphere is weird. I forget how I get up here. Oh, there it is. Now personally, I would rather have a little bit of upscaling to increase the smoothness of a game, get it from 80 to higher, and I can do that next. But I do believe FSR3's upscaling has been greatly improved over FSR 2.2 or 2.1. I can barely tell a difference, if any at all. But it is nice to play 4K games on the 4K monitor at 4K instead of doing the upscaling. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Now here, with this complex scene, we're down to 76 frames per second. So let's kick on ultra quality. Since everybody's doing ultra everything, let's do ultra quality. And go from 76 up to 80. Oh, now notice we're at 80 frames a second, but the GPU utilization's only at 86%. That's different. I wonder if I have to restart the game. Oh, I have the frame limiter on. Let's turn that off. Frame rate limit off. So frame rate limit's off. We're on fixed ultra quality scaling mode. Frame generation's on. And what? Didn't it save? Oh my word. This whole time I don't even know if it was on. See, I don't like this. I wish as soon as you selected something, it'd say apply yes. Instead of going down here and... Oh crap. Well, now I have to do everything over again. Frame generation off. Scaling off. Keep settings. UNOBTANIUM. Max, max, max. Everything. Video. 4K native resolution. Frame generation off. Now let's see what it says. Uh-oh. It's loading a lot of stuff right now. Okay, there you go, people. It wasn't selected. UNOBTANIUM gives me 13 frames a second. Oh my word. This is crazy. So everything was placebo effect before, saying how good it looked. It was only high settings. Yep. I thought I had it selected. That's frustrating. You want to play a slideshow? Side slow? Alright. Well, we're at 15 frames a second. Let's kick on frame generation, see what happens. Yeah, it's all maxed out. Frame generation on. Now we have 33 frames a second. That's an improvement. Alright, let's kick on some upscaling. Let's do performance. Because this does use ray tracing, they like to use performance. Let's apply. Keep in mind that streaming causes lower frame rate. There you go. 70 frames per second at UNOBTANIUM settings. Frame generation on. Performance upscaling. Could you play this? Yes, you could. This is playable. Because I noticed with the 4090, they were doing UNOBTANIUM settings, and they were getting a roughly 46 frames per second, 40s to 50s, but they don't have frame generation enabled. I'm not entirely sure if NVIDIA users can enable DLSS as frame generation in this game. Plus, this is only the beginning. They're going to still work on frame generation and FSR3. It's not like, oh, this is the last version, it's never going to change. Uh-oh, something froze.